welcome to Living Healthy with Amy Turner. Today we're going to be talking about yoga and meditation. And my special guest is Kimra Douglass. We're so glad to have you, Kimra.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
I met Kimra this year in the springtime at an event called Be Healthy Utah. And I just connected with her right away when she told me that she is an instructor for yoga. I was like, yes, I want to have you on my podcast because I love yoga. I've been doing it for several years, and I wanted someone to come and teach about it. And then meditation, too. So that's perfect because I love meditation. Okay, Kimra is a relationship health awareness specialist. Having traveled her own wilderness journey the past 5 years, she has found yoga and meditation pivotal and essential to her own healing journey, and is now sharing it with the world. Kimra uses her recently obtained degree in business management and heroic and creation coach certifications to bring choice and powerful tools to the very real pain of addiction, trauma, and unhealthy relationship to self and others. She is a root cause therapy practitioner trained at the accredited Centre for Healing in Australia and believes people who heal from the inside out are capable of creating a life they love starting today. Creation is literally becoming you, and connection is key. Her faith and trust in the Lord and His promises to walk with us is a central part of her Sunrise Yoga and Meditation weekly offering and her one-on-one coaching with Kimra practice. She's passionate about sharing the message of healing and hope and choice. Okay, Kimra. I was going to say this is interesting that you work for Australia because my mother-in-law and her husband just went on a mission to Australia. That's where they're at.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's wonderful.
And it's a church mission of ours from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I just find it interesting that ever since they've been going, I'm seeing Australia everywhere. You know, little things pop up.
Yes,
so.
of course. Yes.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, it is a wonderful, the Center for Healing is a wonderful business, and really with the goal of helping people to heal from the resultant trauma and addictions in their lives and really be able to have a better life, an empowered life. So
that's so cool.
Very, very grateful to have learned from them and continue to.
How did you get connected to that business?
Oh, that's probably a lot, somebody told me something, and then I love learning, and I'm just kind of a sponge. And so somebody told me about it and I wanted to learn more. So
wonderful. Yeah. I love that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me how you first learned about yoga.
Yeah. So yoga. So this is kind of funny. So back a number of years ago, we were on a vacation in Sun River, Oregon, and my sister-in-law invited me to go to a yoga class. I'd never been to a yoga class before. Okay. And I literally laughed through the whole thing. Like, I didn't get it. I did not get it. I kept falling over, trying to do the different poses. And it really, in that season of life for me, it didn't really click, right? I was more into high impact aerobics and step and those kind of things at that time.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand the value of it. So, but fast forward a number of years as my kids grew and their busy lives, I just felt like I needed something to balance out all of the high impact stuff and really get centered physically and strengthen my body in different new ways. So I honestly, I just bought a DVD because back in the day we had DVDs and I just started doing it. It was through Guyam and I loved it. And I did just this short one, but it just really helped me to feel stronger and more centered. And so that's when a long time ago, and I just started in a simple way with just a DVD. So
okay, so that's how I do my yoga. I've been doing yoga for several years.
Okay.
And I have a DVD, Denise Austin. I love her because I did a lot of her aerobic exercises.
Okay, fun.
And I went to it's called the Deseret Industries, but it's what's that called?
Secondhand.
Thank you. Secondhand store.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I saw a Denise Austin yoga, and I was like, for $1, I'm like, I'm grabbing that. And so I love that. That's how I do mine. So
there you go. You found your person. You found your person.
Exactly.
And I found mine in Guyam. So
I love it.
Yeah.
So how long have you been an instructor?
Yeah. So we'll fast forward to about 5-6 years ago, actually. I was finding it I'm going to talk about meditation for a second, and then we'll put them
Yes,
together.
that'd be great.
So I was at a point in my life that was the beginning of my wilderness journey, actually, and I had so much going on in my head. I wasn't able to really stop the thoughts. They were just going and going and going.
Okay.
And so I found an app of some sort, and I started to listen to meditation, and there was a 30-day challenge, 10 minutes a day. And when I first started, I wasn't even able to complete it. It was just, but I kept going. I was committed to it, and really found some really place of where I could have some stillness, and where the voices in my mind that were with the circumstances going on could really slow down, and I could find a place where there was rest and presence that I had not found before. So, and then I started my coaching certification, and the person who was teaching me put the two together for me: yoga, and then meditation.
I love that.
And from there, it was just all, I was just committed. So for the past 5 years, 6 years, really, I haven't missed a day. I haven't missed a day of meditation.
Wonderful.
And
about how long do you do it, meditation a day?
Yeah, so it depends. The meditation and yoga can be, so I love to talk about the concept of floors and ceilings.
Okay.
So you can be consistent if you even just do 1 minute, something you can do 1 minute or less.
Okay.
And so some days it's 1 minute or less, and sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's an hour and a half, and that's more my ceiling. So you can do the floor of any habit you want to start, and then also a ceiling. So, which would be your optimal.
So you've gone up to about an hour more a day then?
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's so empowering. So
tell us some of the benefits from meditating, and the longer you do it.
Yes, absolutely. So there are so many benefits. Like I said, when I first started the yoga and meditation, I think I was really in what I now know to be a disembodied state. I was in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn most of the time, and my body just wasn't able to regulate itself. And so the benefits for me in the short term was to actually be able to regulate my body, to be able to process through difficult things, and start to regain trust in my own ability to make decisions, but also in my body, my physical body, to be able to meet the needs that were being placed upon it at the time.
Okay, awesome.
So good, so good. But I do want to tell you, so when I moved to Utah from Colorado, and completely uprooted from a place I'd lived for a very long time. And I moved actually in with my sister, and I really just wanted to share what I was learning, and I wanted to make friends. And so I just put it out there to everybody in my church, my new church community, and also just in the neighborhood. And I just said, hey, who wants to come do yoga and meditation with me?
I love it.
And that's where Sunrise Yoga was born, actually, was just that. So about 3 years ago. And since then, so many people have benefited from stronger bodies and minds and spirits, and actually been able to deepen the trust that they have in themselves.
Yes.
And also the relationship that they have with the Lord.
Okay, I love that. And I love the name, Sunrise Meditation. How did you think of that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so actually interesting. So I've always loved sunrises and sunsets, and the strength and the anticipation of a new day. And at the beginning of my wilderness journey, I really needed to have something to ground with. And so I found myself watching the sunrise and just soaking in the sun and presence, and then started doing the meditation at the same time. And it was just this really natural thing, actually, because I didn't have a location to do the meditation or the yoga. And so I thought, well, what can I do? Which is another really empowering tip, right? We, a lot of times in our lives, with whatever's going on, as we strive to be healthy and to live a healthy life, we think all the things we can't do.
Right.
Really easy to find out what we don't want, what we can't do. But what can I do? What can you do? And so I thought, well, I have parks, and I could teach it outside. And so I just started doing it early in the morning, facing the sun, and we would do our sun salutations and have the practice as the sun rose. And it was so powerful, like more than you would actually consider.
Oh my
So,
goodness. I
yeah.
love that. I think the sun and meditation, yoga, all of that is so beneficial. And that just helps empower us so much. Huh? It helps us be.
It does. And absolutely also, also helps us physiologically. So in the
Yes.
morning, if we're outside, there is actually a lot of data around the healing powers of the sun. And in the morning, the red light rays that come from the sun rising are actually longer. They're longer rays, which have the ability to actually go into our bodies. So when we're combining movement and the healing light of the sun, it's a win-win.
Wonderful. Thanks for explaining that.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot from you.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was going to ask you something about meditations. How many meditations do you know, or like, I mean, like, you know how there's different types? Like you can just sit there and not think about anything, and then there's music. And I'm just curious how many you're
the style that
familiar with, or how many styles.
Yeah.
You use, or...
So I think going just along with how this whole yoga and meditation started. So it's just like a really intuitive way that I teach yoga. So I combine several different forms and kinds, and with the goal of healing, again, healing that relationship to yourself. So with regards to meditation, I love guided and semi-guided meditations that lead people to a place of safety and a place where they can also explore and experience emotion and find clarity and connection to themselves. So
great.
So when I actually lead the meditations and the yoga, it's not scripted out before. So it's live. When it's live. So we just really,
oh my goodness, that's so talented of you.
It's so fun. So what we do is the group, we just, what is going on for whoever at the time, which is also something you can do for yourself if you're putting in your Denise Austin. Is you just think, what does my body need? Where am I a little bit tight? Where could I strengthen or lengthen or contract in new ways? And just being aware of that during your practice is actually really, really helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And then when you get to the end of your yoga practice, all of your chakras are open. Your body is balanced physically, skeletally, muscularly. And so you're at this really beautiful open place to really find that center inside of yourself and be able to have connections with your inner world and also the Lord. Yeah.
That is so neat.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about the skeletally, is that how you say that?
Skeletal,
sorry. Anyways, because my niece has scoliosis, and she what am I trying to say? Sorry. Anyways, I had heard that it helps with scoliosis. So have you heard that before?
Yes, absolutely. So scoliosis is the curvature of the spine. Right? And so it's not, so typically there's a little bit of a bend on the inside, but it gets even more so. So it's pulling and pushing on muscles in your skeleton in ways that aren't as healthy. So as with anybody that's doing yoga, it will strengthen the muscles all around the skeleton frame and actually help to hold it up a little bit better.
Great.
Yes. And then also with regards to breath, a lot of times when there's a lot of pain in the body, we tend to do more shallow breathing. And so we draw attention to our breath and our muscles and poses in yoga. And so when we have that deep extended breath and then the exhaling out, it actually strengthens the lungs and increases the capacity of the lungs, but also it oxygenates every single cell in the body, the muscles in the body, so it gives them the nutrition or what is needed to be stronger and more supported. So
Great.
Hopefully that answers your question.
That. Yes. I just wanted to,
I do want to say though too, I think anyone that does have a muscular disease or some kind of a need, it might be a good idea for them to see someone that is specifically trained in that modality for specific
right.
needs like scoliosis. So,
Okay.
but go ahead and do that. Find the basics that you need to
Yeah.
know specific to your thing,
Okay.
and then you'll have that framework so that when you can just go into a yoga studio,
Yeah.
or you could come to my Sunrise Yoga,
Yeah.
or you could
Okay.
you could throw in a tape you find from
Yeah.
Goodwill.
Right. I love it. There's so many options.
Really
we have, right?
empowers you. Again, we
Yeah.
want to really create and feel like you can have choices and you can create forward in healthy, healthy ways to live a great life.
That's great. I love it. So how many classes do you teach right now?
I just teach one time a week.
That's great.
But the clients that I have, I lead meditations all the time and during the week. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's so neat.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's where we are.
I wanted to go back for a minute on, you said that trying to think how you worded it. Oh, guided meditation and semi-guided. So what does semi-guided mean? I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, so guided is where you're basically, I would lead you through specific verbiage and help you to navigate into your internal world all along the way. Semi-guided is I help with that for a while, and then I give maybe 5-10 minutes at the end with just music that allows you to go and explore and do the work yourself.
Okay, awesome. So, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think is interesting is we don't do meditation to get better at meditating. We meditate to get better at life.
Oh, right? I love that. Yes. I'm glad you said that.
And same with yoga, right? Yeah. So yoga is, and I had a little thing. So it's just really a way of living. And being able to have awareness around how you interface with the world and how you would like to. So what we learn on the mat, we take into our life, and all affects all.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Yeah. And then the meditation, I was going to say, I've done a few meditations. So I have a friend that taught me just to do like a quiet one where you're just sitting there and you're not thinking about anything. And I've done that, talking about, the time frame. I'm like, wow, the more and more I did it, like I did it up to 15-20 minutes, I think. And at first it's kind of hard because you're trying to like not let anything in your brain, right?
Yes.
But yeah, I got to tell you, it was huge. It was so relaxing. And because I've struggled with lots of things, in my mind too, like, anxiety and things like that throughout my life. And that's really helped, just calm my brain down and help me focus and be more of who I am,
So good. Yes, actually our brain waves actually slow down to theta state, which is a semi-awake state when we are meditating. And I think also, don't quote me, but I think also in yoga. And so that's a beautiful place where the brain isn't going like this, instead it's going like slower, which allows more presence, allows more grace, it allows more just peace and stillness. So,
I love that. And who does not want more of the peace and stillness in their life,
right?
It's so wonderful and calming.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to say too, I was thinking, so back in the Sun River when I was laughing at the yoga and thinking, oh my gosh, this is not for me. Or who, like, a lot of times when I tell people what I do, they'll say, oh, I'm not that kind of person. I can't do it. I'm not flexible. There's no way I can be able to do that kind of stuff. It's too complicated. I'm too weak. My body won't let me. We have all the reasons why we can't, right? It's just unattainable. And I think that's where I kind of come in because, I mean, it was just as easy as, putting in that Gaiam DVD for me and just trying it and seeing the benefits. So I would say if you're on the fence about it, just try it. Give it a go. Even if it's just a few poses at the end of the night. There's so much out there you could go look for, but to help you sleep better. Like, do you want to sleep better? Just try a few poses. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. You could start a practice of yoga in a very simple, small way. And the consistency is key. And not only does it help you in the long term, but also it will help you actually just that very day. That very day, you'll sit taller, you'll stand straighter, you'll walk more gracefully, all of it. And the stress that you started with when you started the yoga practice will be gone. Guaranteed.
Oh, wonderful.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
That's fabulous. And just, I'm sure it helps you be more confident and more courageous and brave and
absolutely
all those things.
Absolutely. And then I think just because I am a trauma-informed practitioner as well as the root cause therapy.
Yes.
I think that trauma,
Mm-hmm.
as I understand it, is actually not what happens to you. It's how your body and your mind and your spirit react to the trauma.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's what I learned too.
So I think one of the very biggest benefits of yoga and meditation for someone who has trauma in their life is for them to be able to learn to trust their body again.
Okay.
And to be more embodied. So we go into the parasympathetic nervous system, where our prefrontal cortex, or our ability to think and process, actually is strengthened through yoga and meditation.
Oh,
isn't that interesting?
Love that.
Yeah. And so when we are having trauma responses from the situations and circumstances in our life, we don't have that. We don't have the ability. We're just in reaction mode. Okay. And so it really, really helps to heal the body's response to the trauma.
Oh, that's
wonderful. Gives people a really safe place to process through difficult emotion.
That provides so much hope for people.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And so we can do that on our own. We can join in. A lot of times when we've gone through trauma and difficult things, our tendency is to separate ourselves from people, and protect ourselves and put up walls. And so just joining something that is benign, like a class for yoga, can actually be a really big open door to that healing process.
I love that. Yeah. Thank you. That's really powerful.
Well, I want to say maybe a couple of things about who is yoga for. So we talked a lot about how it's intimidating and maybe you might want to not do it. But I was thinking those who want to round out their exercise practices, like maybe you're a really long distance runner and you love running, but those certain muscles are getting pulled and stretched and strengthened. But if you do yoga, that will help to balance out your running gait. Okay. And anybody living in a stressful family life or even work, like I don't know anybody who works that doesn't have stress in their life. It helps people to be able to process on a daily basis. That anybody who wants to improve their sleep, their adaptability, their deep core strength, all of that is improved by yoga and also meditation. Wow. And I think also anyone who is living with an addiction is or is affected by or knows someone that has an addiction, it's a really powerful tool to help be able to mitigate the stress that comes with that.
Those are powerful tools.
Yeah.
I love that.
So good. Yeah.
Powerful, benefits.
And then lastly, I just want to say, I think spirituality is something that we talk about a lot in the world today. And a lot of people are stepping away from religion specifically, or even God. But one thing that is recognized, I think, across the board, Eastern, Western, all of it, is that need and that desire to have some sense of spirituality in your life. Yeah. And so regardless of whether you have a faith practice or not, there is a beautiful connection that comes to spirituality in your inner world that is always found. Yes. Always found. And for me, as someone who is a practicing Christian and a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I have found that yoga and meditation has brought me to a place as a seeker of having a deeper relationship with the Lord, that I have found that. I love so that. That's a really big motivating factor for me to do this practice, and also to share it, right? If you don't have that spirituality, that strength of spirituality in your life, but you would like it in some way, you can find it through yoga and meditation. And if you come to mine, it will be great.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. Do you have a couple of yoga practices you'd like to share with us?
So I thought it would be kind of fun. So someone wise once said, we have enough information. What we need is more experiences. Yes. So I thought it might be fun just to do a simple little one. So there is a book that I absolutely love. It's called The Yamas and Niyamas by Deborah Adele. Okay. And she talks about in there the jewels of a yogic thought.
Okay.
And the first foundational one is called ahisma,
Okay.
which means nonviolence.
Oh, I love that.
And so we practice nonviolence when we are doing yoga
Okay.
by accepting where we are today, however we show up for, and loving ourselves as well. So I thought it would be just really fun to sit wherever you are out there. Just go ahead and sit nice and tall in your seat. Even if you can't walk, you can do sitting yoga. There's sitting yoga.
I love that.
I know.
That's perfect.
So you sit nice and tall, golden thread coming through your body, and just go ahead and draw attention to your breath. Breathing in through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. And if you're in a position to do so, go ahead and just raise your hands up above you. Inhaling in and exhaling down. One more time. Inhale in. And exhale down. Draw attention to the center between your eyes. Breathing in light and love. And exhaling, all is as it should be in this moment. Exhale fully out. We'll breathe in. Inhaling in. And let's open into Goddess in this sitting position. Nice, strong fingers. Notice every finger. Fourth finger, third finger, second finger. Nice and wide. Nice open chest, open heart. Soft gaze. Breathing in. Ahisma, non-violence. And just simply say, I love and accept you and your name. Inhaling and exhaling, finding the strength of your fingers. Where can you adjust your belly, your spine, your muscles in your core? Soften the gaze. Inhale, exhale. We'll go ahead and bring our arms back up. We can go into tree from here. Inhale, exhale, pressing your fingers against each other. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands down into prayer. And simply breathe in. All is as it should be in this moment. Inhale and exhale all the way out. Notice the body relaxing, centering. Breathe in light and love. Go ahead and allow your hands to rest in your lap. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Oh, that was peaceful.
Right? How do you feel?
Really good.
Even just from some really simple movements.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we did this because I do know some people that don't want to do yoga because they're concerned about, how it originated. Because it originated with Buddha, is that correct?
Yes, in India. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so, people who are Christian kind of struggle with that, some people that I know. So for me, I try, I've explained to them that I'm not, when we do like the prayer yoga, I'm praying to God, I'm not praying to Buddha or what have you.
Yeah.
But some people are concerned that maybe it's not okay because it originated with Buddha, and if they don't believe in Buddhism, that they're praying to a god, like a false god. Does that make sense? Or,
sure.
So
sure.
Could you maybe explain?
And that is a thought.
Yes.
That's a thought, right?
Yeah.
So we have a circumstance, which is yoga and meditation.
Yes.
That is simply just fact, right?
Okay.
So we can choose to have whatever thought we would like around that practice.
Okay.
And then also,
I love that.
I think it's just important that you find the person that resonates well with you, that combines the beautiful concepts of nonviolence and trusting and honesty that are the limbs of yoga,
right? And
combines that with a faith-based practice.
Okay.
And that's what I very, very intentionally do.
Okay.
So I think we can learn.
Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome. I think we can learn truths and gather them in.
Yes.
And take them in and use them how fits into our value system.
I think so too. I believe that too. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was one more thing I had a that when we were doing the yoga
I have
practices.
some thoughts
Okay.
as well.
Yes, go
I
ahead.
don't know if you covered this earlier, but you said something that kind of like struck me a little bit.
Okay.
So we were talking about your name Sunrise, right? I think it was Andrew Huberman who has like been pushing this idea of getting like your daily vitamin D by spending like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes in the day, early morning.
Yes.
Just going outside, getting some vitamin D.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if in your yoga sessions, do you push more so to do it outside as opposed to inside, or vice versa?
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good question. And there is so much value. I also learned from Andrew Huberman, and I also have another friend, Suzanne Bates, who has done extensive studies on the concept of light and what healing properties it has. So I think two things. I think, first of all, do it. Like, don't let it stop you. If it's not early morning, do the yoga, do the meditation whenever you can. But there are so many benefits to being outside, grounding on the earth, on the beautiful earth that we have, and actually being in the sunlight in the morning. Within the first hour of sunrise, there are lots of things that happen. So the rays of the sun actually are red light, and those are longer rays, and they have the ability to actually heal the body, heal the mind, heal the soul in unique ways that you would never even understand. And also, as you go out first thing in the morning, yes, we get within the first 10 minutes the vitamin D that we need for the day, which most people are deficient in vitamin D. And also, we set our circadian rhythm. So say we go outside, but it's not till noon. It doesn't change our circadian rhythm in the same way. But if we go out first thing in the morning, our body will set up in the rhythm that is best for it, and it will start to actually put hormones and things into the body to start to get it ready to go to sleep earlier. So if you're struggling with sleeping at night and you want to change that and you're open to something new, try getting out first thing in the morning and do a few sun salutations and down dogs, facing not directly the sun, of course, but just off to the side, and see how it feels, and try that for a week. See what happens.
Thank you for sharing that. I learned so much from you, because I'm going to start doing that. That sounds great. I didn't realize it was more powerful like in the morning right away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Just in closing, I have 5 C's for creating a healthy relationship to yourself. And patterns. I love the idea of patterns. So I have 5 C's that I just want to share that I think will be beneficial for the people that are listening. I hope.
Great.
So the 5 C's are creating calm, connection, curiosity, clarity, and then confidence.
Oh, wonderful.
And so the calm comes with that connection to the body, but the calm, so as we practice yoga, as you start to practice yoga and meditation, you will have more calm with less anxiety. And then the connection one, you will have more connection with less body shaming.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, because you're going to love your body. You're going to love it, and all it will do, every little muscle, you're going to start to appreciate in a different way. Connection, right?
Yes.
And then curiosity. So we'll have more curiosity and less judgment. So powerful,
Those are
right?
really powerful.
Because who doesn't judge themselves when they can't do something?
Right.
But what we learn in yoga and meditation is, curiosity, like, where am I strong? Where am I weak? Where can I? And all this happens if you even do a 10-minute yoga practice. So more curiosity, less judgment. And then what comes after that is clarity. So you have more confidence or more clarity with a less scattered brain. Because you know how, like, especially when you're a mom or a busy executive or anything, like, your brain is just going a million different places and you're not sure where to focus.
Right.
We focus on the breath. We focus on the poses. Right. And with that comes more clarity in the practice. What we do on the mat, we practice and take out into our life. So we have more clarity in not just the mat, but what we need to do that day and what maybe some of our goals are. It's incredible. And with that, we have increased confidence. And yeah,
Those are all
because in
things
less
I can
time,
improve on.
right?
Yes.
More confidence in less time. Who doesn't want to have more
right.
confidence?
Exactly.
If
Especially
I
in less
said
time.
take 15 minutes to get some more confidence today, would you want to do it?
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
Right. So, and ultimately, I think the biggest win and the biggest thing around yoga and meditation are the concept of presence.
Yes.
And the thing that I like to add about presence is that presence is the only place where we have the ability to act and the ability to choose.
Yes,
So,
that's
and I
true.
also believe that when we have an all-seeing, all-knowing God, that is also where God is. And so when we co-create and work with Him, we're able to have this really empowered presence that can help us to live the life that we love starting today.
Yay! I love that. Thank you, Kimra.
You're welcome.
Okay, I wanted to share. So Kimra sent a meditation to me last night, and I listened to it today, and I loved it. It was so beautiful. It's called I Am Loved, and that was just so peaceful and really just strengthened my love for myself. So thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a wonderful meditation you made.
You're welcome.
So where can people find you if they would like to learn more about yoga meditation and connect with you?
Yeah, so I will go ahead and give you a link that you can put in the show notes where they can sign up to come and do, if they are within the valley and would like to come. I live in Bluffdale. Okay. And so if they would like to come in person. Okay. And then also as part of it, I will share that same meditation with all of your listeners.
Wonderful.
And I would just love you guys to try it out for a week.
Awesome.
And see the benefits in such a short period of time. So, and then you can find me on Instagram at Creation is Becoming You. And I share a lot of tips there, and I'm just growing my business and growing all the ways I communicate, but I'm excited to start to share with everyone. Also, I would love to, if you have an organization or somebody that you would like to have me come and lead a yoga and meditation, it would take about an hour, and I would love to come do that.
Great.
So,
thank you.
that as well.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad we had you today, Kimra. I learned so much, and I'm going to do my yoga and meditation even more.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Good.
So, thank you so much for joining us today at Living Healthy with Amy Turner. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching this episode of Living Healthy with Amy Turner. If you enjoyed watching, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified about future episodes. If you would like to learn more, you can comment below and be sure to follow and message me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks a lot for watching and have a fabulous day.